You're welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform, and here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. It's brought to you by Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close as a partner. MTN, everywhere you go. Ashasi University, educating ethical and entrepreneurial leaders for Africa. Robert & Sons, seeing is believing, way lead. Home is where one starts from. Star Assurance, your solid partner. First Code Management Service, industry, get it right. The New School, knowledge, compassion, leadership. And Duraplus, where Duraplus goes, water flows. So I'm sharing some of your comments, your views with you before we go on to the matter of the Chief Justice and lawyer Akwesi Efrifa. All right, so Tofsit Vilti, is that, says, like or not, Kennedy is a threat to every Ghanaian. Yesterday was Ameswale, Airways, and the people of Ghana. Today it is Erastus, and tomorrow it couldn't be you. He should have been serving a jail term, but who am I? All I can say is hashtag fix the country. AJ Nyavo John says, it's because Ken has been getting away with all the threats and boisterous behavior, so he thinks he is the only strong man in Ghana. Emmanuel J. The Queen says Erastus is a hero, irrespective of any gibberish rantings. Fritz McLean Jones says, whose horse is Kennedy Japan? It's high time we call a spade a spade. If we don't take drastic measures now to put Ken right, Erastus would also be, okay, I can't say that. Digora Batinos says, this is unpardonable, and he must face the full-blown whatever of the law, because this is not his first time. Can't we close down his media station? This kind of conduct shouldn't come from a member of parliament, but if parliament still wants to continue, anchor respects, act now. K. Amwa says, I sincerely think the case of the late Ameswale should have been a caution and guide to the MP. Further comments on media and public. Okay, to his further comments on media in public. Collins Little Tete says this man has gone on the medium for a long time and yet nothing seems to be done. Big Trees Evershed says all media houses reported same thing, that Kaka is a Fix the Country member. Social media said same. So why is only Joy FM and multimedia now being bashed? And to the extent that Erastus Asaridonko should be beaten for reporting a live event. Okay, so that's where you want to end it. From PK in Elembele says it is very bad for journalists in the country to be threatened in the course of their work to serve Mother Ghana. A country that does not honor its journalists creates a system of information asymmetry. In fact, the honorable member is setting a bad example to young and upcoming politicians who are taking a stage in Ghana's politics. As the chairman of the Interior, Defense and Interior Committee, such a comment should never come from him. Dr. Clement Apak says, is it not baffling that Kennedy Ejapong, with his record, was selected by his caucus leadership in consultation with his party leadership, which includes the president, to chair the Committee on Defense and Interior? Do you mean to tell me they didn't know he was most unsuitable, yet went ahead to assign such a position? What was the thinking? What is the motivation? Just think about this. I leave it here. Dr. Clement Apak shared that. And maybe I take a final one from Note. And he says that, is the NMC unable to act? Is it ethical for Net2 to continue to be used by its owner in this manner? How different is this from the outburst for which the Muntie 3 were sanctioned? Samson, the strenuous effort to distance Kaka from the Fix the Country activism is seemingly being fueled and supported by government and the NPP, and even by the Commission of Inquiry. This is unacceptable. Okay, so thank you for your messages. If I haven't read yours, I'll read just two more as my production informed me. It says, I don't agree with Kennedy Japan. Very few people do. I hope, but a response to irresponsible speech should not be to gag the person or the press. Our reflex should not be to limit to speech rights, large or media broadcasting rights of the relevant platforms. We must activate other mechanisms that make irresponsible speech socially expensive. For example, speech on platforms like Newsfile make it socially unacceptable for speech like his to gain currency. Also, Ken can lose parliamentary privileges. He can be censored by Parliament. He can be sacked by the party. Corporate organizations can stop advertising on those platforms. All those soft mechanisms are very effective in ensuring responsible speech. We see it all the time. For example, with the Me Too movement and with Black Lives Matter. No one took away the licenses of the platforms, yet people were held to account for their irresponsible speech. Okay, thank you for your messages. We have very limited time, but let's see how far we can go with the matter of the accusations leveled by lawyer Kwesi Efrifa against the Chief Justice when he was supposed to be responding to a petition that his former client, Ojidom Obrenu Kwesiata VI, had made against him at the disciplinary council for him to refund an amount of 100,000 United States dollars. Then he brings in the Chief Justice in the whole matter and suggests that his client, when he was his client, had told him that he had been asked to bring some $5 million to assist to get a favorable judgment, out of which he had paid $500,000. He claims all this went to the Chief Justice. Now, lawyer Efrifa has also been accused by his own clients as actually being the one who has issues against the Chief Justice and not him, and that he never told him the things that he has told the disciplinary council in the response that he has leaked to the media. The Chief Justice has asked for the police to step in, has actually denied the claims flatly, and there are good reasons for the denial. We'll canvass them for you quickly. And then he has asked the CID to get into it because it's criminal, and then to the General Legal Counsel to take up that matter as well. And he says that he will also be looking at advising himself as far as his rights at law, civil, are concerned. Yes, Martin, let me start with you and Kofi Bento. Briefly, what would you say about these developments? But before that, let's hear lawyer Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman. He made a response to this. Let's hear what he had to say. I think Opoku-Agyeman and one other had something to say about it. Let's hear them before we come to you.
The CJ has since written to the police asking that it investigates the matter. Legal practitioner Max Olopokwajiman says it is irregular for such matters to be taken center stage in the public domain instead of the in-camera hearing.
Even the petitioner is also saying stay tuned, as if it is a concert party that we are going to have a repeat. Stay tuned. I don't think it's proper. If you make allegations against a lawyer, our rules indicate that it should be in camera proceeding. All the documents are confidential until decisions are made.
Okay. The NDC also held a press conference on the back of this, and I think that you would find that they were rather very responsible in how they went about it. They said they would not be saying speaking on the merit as in who is guilty or who is not, but they feel that the CJ should be stepping aside briefly whilst the inquiry is going on, and they don't believe that the CID should be taking up this matter. They don't believe that the General Legal Counsel or something should be taking up this matter. They rather want the president to set up a commission of inquiry to look into the matter.
Yes, so something, this particular matter is one that, let's start it this way. It's very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate that these allegations can be made in this manner, to the extent that you are looking at the coverage, the way it was leaked out, the response was leaked out to the public, and the way it has gone far. That's very, very unfortunate, because you see that it's undeniable that the CJ suffered such a reputational damage, even without any matter being made directly against him in any forum. So you see that this response was a defense filed as part of the processes for the General Legal Counsel. Lawyer Frifa has not gone to invoke Article 146 proceedings against the Chief Justice, but collaterally...
As in impeachment, removal
yes, proceedings. Excellent, yes. So we break it down, yes. So he hasn't made any complaint, okay? He hasn't filed a petition or anything that the president should start anything. And yet, through his defense, collaterally, he's damaged the CJ.
How? Well, what do you mean by damage? Because this is just out there in the air. It's going to be investigated. Yes. And it is the outcome that will determine whether somebody is damaged or not.
Yes, you are perfectly right. So that's the book answer. But don't forget, we are human beings, okay? And we like to read in between the lines. So you hear some people say, oh, there's no smoke without fire, and all those kind of other things.
Okay, so on that basis, when you look at the facts, the facts as we know them now,
yes,
what is reasonably plausible that he claims that his legal fees were in excess of $1 million?
Yeah.
They say that's a lie, and that there's in fact you were paid $300,000 plus $10,000, which is your transportation fee, and that he, the lawyer, rather asked for money for ways and means. That's $200,000, and then the chief said 200. Eventually, he got only 100.
Okay.
But he was hesitant and later decided to give him that amount of money. That's the amount of money after he dismissed him, is seeking for him to pay back. This lawyer is claiming rather that no, it is the legal fees you paid me in Ghana cedis that you now want my help, and I'm changing into dollars to give you.
Yes.
You know, again, if you look at the CJ, when the case, a part of it came to the court, the Supreme Court, and they were dealing with it.
Yes.
That's the CJ is the only judge who dissented, disagreed with the majority.
Excellent.
The majority gave a decision that favors this man.
Yes. Ojedon.
Yes. It favors him.
Yes.
Then he gave a decision that disfavors him.
Yes.
So if you look at all of that put together, there's a lot more. What do you say?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that I'm just, well, so number one, we'll let rule of law, due process. Yes, that's what is going to happen. You know, on Thursday they went. I understand. Okay, let me just leave it, because once it's a running, I don't want to give commentary. But on Thursday they went for the sitting, so they will continue. And at the end of the day, we'll hear what the final verdict will be. I'm only very saddened that, you know, because of the social context, it's not only in our society, everywhere. When such a matter comes up, you won't get everybody to agree that, oh, we are waiting for the final verdict. No. There are those who just begin to add and do their own analysis and speculations and arrive at certain conclusions, even ahead of time. That's the one that I'm very sad that the CJ is suffering for. But, you know, well, that's a due process. And, you know, the CJ himself is indicated through the Judicial Secretary that he will look at civil remedies. Okay? Yeah, so at this stage, we'll just say, let the process take its course, and then at the end of the day, we'll see. But it is not something that has to be encouraged.
Kofi Bento, the chief makes a point that, look, I won the case at the High Court. He's seeking $16 million compensation for land that was taken for his people. He says, I won the case at the High Court. I won it at the Court of Appeal, all without you. It is at the Supreme Court that I only brought you in actually to assist, not to be the one to be at the forefront. What will be the incentive to want to pay a judge rather than continue the case that I have on 2 occasions won?
Well, I understand that logic. And ordinarily you will say it does not make sense. And if the amount involved is 16 million or so, you're going to pay 5 million. I don't know how much is left for you and your people, but something, let's not, digress. This matter is an issue simply because a very reckless lawyer has mentioned the name of the CJ. Apart from that, this is not an issue. This is a very small matter of you and your client and dealing with your fees and dealing with it quietly, and then you go and invoke a huge problem. I agree, okay, that this is serious, but the reason why it's serious is because this is a very high office. And clearly, when you make a mention of a CJ, in these circumstances, everybody sits up. Now the CJ has to take time off his onerous duties to come and defend himself, and that is entirely unfair. I agree with Martin when he says that this casts a doubt on the CJ's own credibility, but I want to assure everybody that nobody who knows our present CJ has any doubt that this is a fabrication. Unless it is proven, I don't think the CJ will suffer any real damage in the eyes of any serious lawyer in this country. I am upset because much as we want scrutiny on our leaders, I think we must all guard high office against such reckless utterances, which now draw us all into unnecessary rabbit holes of trying to prove something which clearly, looks fabricated. I mean, I think on the balance of the probability as things are now, and I'm saying this because going forward, I think we must be measured in how much we demand from the CJ. We cannot respond to everybody's reckless utterance. As far as I am concerned, this should not be taken seriously. I agree that he has referred it to the police. I understand the NDC's call as politics, and I don't think much of what they are saying will happen. The CJ will not step down because he should not step down. The CID should take up the matter. Yes, they have issues with the CID, which we understand. All of us have issues. But we also know that the Ghana police is number 8 in Africa. At least they do some good work. And they are the proper institution to do that. We can ask other institutions also to, come in and do what they need to do. But the CJ must focus on automating the courts, must focus on making sure that cases are called timeously and disposed of properly, and all those other things that we need to do in our justice system, instead of responding to reckless statements by people who clearly are not measured in their judgment. How do you say a thing like this, okay, about a person in that high office, this recklessly, and say, stay tuned? How do you invoke such a matter to try and cure your small matter? Okay, so Samson, all the issues about whether, this amount was what was asked for and all those things, they are fine. But the reason why this is an issue is simply because the CJ has been mentioned in very unflattering light. Okay. I think that no serious lawyer is going to take this seriously.
I see. Dr. Charles Rekuprobe, what do you say particularly to the call by the NDC that he's the head of the entire institution, so he should step aside temporarily whilst processes are going on? They don't want a CID and they don't want any other body. They want the president to set up rather a commission to look at the accusations.
It's just politics, pure politics, and should be dismissed. If the chief had come out and accused the Chief Justice saying, I was asked or I paid such an amount to the Chief Justice, I would think this matter would deserve more merit. But insofar as third party, what would you go hearsay? Is that what you say? I think it should be dismissed for what it is, and let's look to the end of the process. And if, as part of the judicial process, you can prove with allegations, then it's a different thing. But for now, I don't think we should give it much air.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Dr. Charles Rekubrobe, for making time, and also for Kofi Bentil for making the time to join us. Yes, Kuku.
Need I say or add anything
you should.
To what Martin, Kofi, and Charlie have said? To be honest, it reflects exactly my view. From day one, I've said this thing is useless and malicious, and it won't go anywhere. Look, it should be thrown into the trash can.
Some say he has a personal issue with the CJ, this lawyer, because at the time that the CJ was sitting on the disciplinary committee, he was banned for fees and some of these things. He was banned, but of course he got the period reduced. That's why he's able to practice the law again. Some say that's the grudge he has with the CJ. If you have such a grudge with the CJ, will you dare make the accusations and allegations he's making if there is not a scintilla of truth in them?
Well, hopefully the CID could unravel. The CJ has made reference to CID, so the gentleman will be invited, obviously. If he has anything, we will provide. But I'm telling you, I don't believe an iota of what he has put out there. I don't believe it. But I'm only an individual, and fortunately, because of the high office the CJ holds, that's why I think he's decided that, look, let the CID do something about it. Let the General Legal Counsel do something about it. He doesn't want to leave it out there hanging and for people to speculate on his integrity.
The way he's put things out, do you suspect that if he had anything of evidential, substantive, he would have also put it out?
Yes, that's what I was expecting. Look, because the CJ's office is such a big office, if you make such allegations, but now, just as the defense was leaked, the tape or any other evidence that should have been leaked. You see, but to the extent that no evidence is forthcoming, we are like, no.
It's a useless enterprise.
It's not a good indicator at all. Because if the defense could be leaked, how come the evidence that will substantiate the things is stated has not been leaked? You see, how come that one has not been leaked?
So you say how should this be approached once again?
Yeah, so
at the level of the CID and the disciplinary committee.
Yes. And
then if the CJ should sue him again.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, in a democracy, unfortunately, these are the remedies that the CJ can exact. Yeah, when he sues in a civil court, for libel, libel. Okay?
Libel,
yeah, he will get damages. And I'm sure even the CJ is not about the money, but the fact that he would have vindicated the integrity, vindicated his name. That's what will be most important to the Chief Justice at this stage. So it's fine. The CJ may pursue those remedies.
What makes you take the view, almost all of you, that this is rubbish? Just forget it.
Patent rubbish. That's what it is. You can see it.
The story doesn't add up for you how he tells it.
Exactly. And indeed, as the CJ has indicated, he's never even
the two of them agree on one thing, though, that somebody said ways and means. They needed money to do ways and means.
Yeah, that's what
either it is the chief that allegedly said the CJ says so, or it is the lawyer rather who said, give me money for ways and means. That's the accusation.
But the burden of proof is on who in this context?
Right.
Who made that disclosure?
Yeah, it is the lawyer.
Yes, so he has to prove. And in any case, the chief is saying he hasn't even met the Chief Justice before.
That's right.
The Chief Justice is saying the same thing. No, the whole burden is on the lawyer.
In court.
I tell you, he's in trouble. The way I see things, his career, I mean, not him as a person.
Interesting. Okay, so,
but up the NDC one, the issue of Commission of Inquiry. Well, they have heard, in fact, it was their Director of Communications on Thursday, Metro TV, that indicated that they are asking some of their members to trigger the process, 278C, Parliament by resolution and things.
Okay.
If they are serious, they must make us see some activity there. You see, you just don't hold a press conference, make all these claims.
So the Parliament will recommend to the President by resolution.
Yes.
Because the law says either Parliament, Council of State, or the President himself deems it necessary.
Exactly. And since they are opting, they've advanced that option, and now they have even indicated that they are asking some of their members to trigger. Let's see action there and see. That's a constitutional thing. You can't say they have no right to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is that the path or the impeachment path? Which one is it?
So it depends on what the person petitioning or the person.
The Constitution has set down the rules.
Yes.
That if a justice of the Superior Court is found to have done, you allege that they do so as in stated misbehavior.
Yes.
You come through for the person to be removed.
Yes.
Go through the process.
Yes.
If they are found guilty, to be removed. Why would you ask for a commission to be so that there's a different rule?
They are not asking for removal now.
Exactly.
They say step aside. They don't know what animal that step aside is.
So from the way I understand it,
to the law.
NDC is saying we want to get to the bottom of this matter. Under Article 278, it is a matter that concerns the public. It's in the public interest. So we think that this is one that the President should set up the Commission of Inquiry. Now, since the President is not setting up the Commission of Inquiry under Article 278, then NDC would want its parliamentarians to trigger the procedure in Parliament. So let's see 278, the way it's couched, given the options. So it says 2781, briefly. Subject to Article 5 of this Constitution, the President shall, by constitutional instrument, appoint a commission of inquiry into any matter of public interest where A, the President is satisfied. Let me go. B, the Council of State advises that it is in the interest of the public so to do so. Or C, Parliament, by a resolution, requests that a commission of inquiry be appointed to inquire into any matter specified in the resolution as being a matter of public importance. So my understanding is that NDC is saying that it is of public importance, so we should get to the bottom of it. So if we get to the bottom of it, then we would know.
But your view is that if they look at this matter, they shouldn't say it is of public importance. It's useless.
Yes, to some extent, because so far the person who has made the allegations that has not even thrown out any evidence. Has not thrown out any evidence.
Interesting. Okay, so thank you also very much. My outfit, as always, is by Habil's Couture. Habil's Couture. You can find this for at affordable rate. Very, very affordable. They do them for you. They can be found at Adjringano Gates. That is East Legon, Adjringano Gate. You can call them 020 200 84 1988. 020 0200 0200 84 1988. That is Habil's Couture. My guests have been Abdul Malik Okuba, co-editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Martin Kpebu is private legal practitioner, rights activist. Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, convener, Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Kofi Bentel is lawyer and senior vice president, Imani Africa. Dr. Charles Rekobrobe Okunini, chief policy analyst, Ghana Institute of Public Policy Options. I'm Samson Ladi Ayenine. Yes, have a good afternoon.